You have been preaching peace. You have been living peace. And you are messengers of peace. So all of the young people who form part of the foundation of this party, I want to thank you very much. So for us, please let's meet even more people. Because the party has benefited many persons. Many persons have excelled, have been elevated, have gone to bigger heights on the shoulders of every one of you, the ordinary party team. It's about time now that we show our gratitude to all of you. So we want to say that it's not the end of the world. God, in His wisdom, is giving us some implications for us to learn and grow by. So I want to thank all of you who have sacrificed for this very party. I want to express my condolences to those who have died in the quest of making the party what it has to be. We have an issue as well, but still we think that we must come to identify with you.
I recommend the establishment of the Commission of Inquiry to investigate the mysterious death of our loving auditors. I want a commission to be established not to only look into the mysterious death, but the missing millions. We are told from intelligence they got all the million US everything in their homes. So I recommend a search warrant to check their homes, to check the vault where they got the Muslim, where the security people guarding 24 hours. One, the Grasso, the Vaso. Security people are manning the place 24 hours. They have a room there. Oh, that day, buddy, you will go guy every day. We got something there. So, President Boga, you're back. You, my big brother. Nimba stand by you. Liberian people all over the world are with you. So they will want you to institute a commission of inquiry to look into the millions they stole, all the estate they bought in Ghana, wherever they got them. There will be an institution, the committee of the commission. If they are guilty, those buildings, those houses, those estates will be confiscated or sold and the money returned to Liberia. If you don't do so, the Liberian people who put you where you are, they rescue this country from where in gangsters. They will turn against you if you don't do the right thing. We believe in you, President Boyka, who is coming to be our leader here. We believe in you. We all believe in you, but you must make sure that you don't adhere or about what we are saying. Mr. Weir must be audited. Yeah. This is not witch hunting. No way. I heard President Weir saying, we don't want you to audit us. We did not audit you people 2017. Mr. Weir, you are a liar. You must give the report of your stewardship. If you did not audit the UP 2017, then are your best. But we want to know. They're not witch hunting. We are speaking so everybody will hear me. This is not witch hunting. Why is Mr. Joshua? Why is Ines? Why is Gabriel Lama? The Totman, the Tobo. Where are the auditors? Why Princess Cooper? From Yari. My niece. Princess Cooper, my niece. Where are the EBS? Maybe early. Then you say he killed himself by shooting himself 3 times in the head. That's not true. A lie. I stood in the church, I said a lie.
I reject any temptation of imposing pain, hardship, agony, and uncertainty on our people. My name will not be used as an excuse for one drop of human blood to be spilled in this country. My faith, value, and principles dictate that I respect the will of the people as announced by the National Election Commission.
Democratic process that has defined our nation as your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change. I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nima Boaka is in a league that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nima Boaka to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise. The Liberian people have spoken, and we have heard their voice. However, the closeness of the result revealed a deep division within our country. As we transition to the new administration, we must be vigilant to the dangers of division and work together to find common ground. Now, more than ever, unity is paramount for the law of Mama Liberia. To the members of the Multi Coalition for Democratic Change, fellow partisans, seditions, Weashens, all auxiliaries, first-time voters, campaign managers, and party leaders, I understand that this is not the outcome we desire. Although we did not emerge victorious, your hard work and support have been the backbone of our campaign, and for that, I am deeply grateful. I urge you to follow my example and accept the result of the elections. Go home tonight with the knowledge that our ideas and vision for Liberia remain strong. We are a young movement, and our time will come again. Tomorrow, resume your daily activities in a normal way and come and join me at our party headquarters to reflect on our journey and plan for our return to political leadership in 2029. My fellow Liberians, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the CDC have lost the election, but Liberia has won. This is a time for graciousness in defeat, a time to place our country above party and patriotism above personal interests. I remain your president until the handover of power, and I will continue to work for the good of Liberia. Let us heal the division caused by the campaign and come together as one nation and one united people.
I reject any temptation of imposing pain, hardship, agony, and uncertainty on our people. My name will not be used as an excuse for one drop of human blood to be spilled in this country. My faith, value, and principles dictate that I respect the will of the people as announced by the National Election Commission.
What I tell you, and I said to you once, at times you are carried away by this entertaining song, theme song, so entertaining. You go about nodding your head. A very pleasant good morning to you. Good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. Good morning to my people of my Gibi County. Hope you're doing well. I trust your ability to ensuring that the atmosphere in my Gibi County conducive and acceptable unto society. Good morning wherever you are, whatever you're doing, listening to us, following us through our live Facebook feed. You are in tune to the Truth Breakfast Show, the weekend edition of the TBS. And this is an Augustine Sign Chorus Kanga edition. The crew that closed the doors and the windows to the show, the Truth Breakfast Show. Today is the 24th of November, 6th day to my birthday. I will be celebrating on the 30th. Another day alongside the president-elect, Jose Yuma Boakai. And I got another kissy man from the red light. I'm too celebrating birthday on the 30th as well. See, Lufa will be born in November. Good morning. That's it. Let me bring down the team song now and welcome my colleague who is... what are you wearing sweater at this time?
Good morning, Augustine. It's wonderful to be here.
What are you wearing sweater at this time?
Good. You know, it's not a sweater.
What is that?
It's not a sweater.
This is a sweater.
No, it is not a sweater.
What, jacket?
It's not a jacket.
So what is it?
This is a fashion design you see in here. It's not a sweater. It's not a jacket. It's not a fashion.
It seems to be you don't know the difference between jacket, sweater, and maybe
no,
shirt
it's
sleeves.
not a sweater.
So what is this? There are people monitoring also.
Of course, they have a monitor, you know.
By the life.
This is a well designed. You see here this morning. I wish you have some at home. It'll be on all of the time.
I don't wear anything.
Yeah, you don't just wear anything.
I don't just wear anything.
Other people that know they know quality. We don't just wear anything. We wear something that even check around pins you can find. We ask anybody. We don't just purchase something for the market. Purchase something that you
I know you got production factory.
No, we don't have production factory, but we don't just buy anything. You know what I'm saying? When you see a batman wearing a sneaker, you will struggle around to find some way. And last time,
red sneakers.
No,
it's difficult to find red.
I'm not concerned.
You are noted for wearing red sneakers.
I may check in my room. I'm not noted. You know,
2 colors I'm saying that you love.
You know,
red.
We are not let people from Magibi on
blue or white.
You know, the last time you just started to go to Boulevard, you know, you saw a little colorful sneaker, you bought for it, you purchased a sneaker. Not knowing that, it's not fit you. You have to struggle to say, I beg you, I want to change it. I want to change it. So the better people, better may go in market to buy during the wedding. If you want to go anybody in the market to get the best shoe for the wedding, go a Bassa man. No, with no material. We see from this and we tell you this is the best.
I don't want no
at the end of the day, we'll tell you.
I don't want red shoes. You know, but I'd like to say good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm surprised this morning. By the way, you know, when I enter the compound most time, you know, when I come, I will see your vehicle park, you know.
You want to,
but this time around, where my young man, let me end. This time around, you know, how you manage to enter this compound this morning? It was seized by transport ministry, or no gasoline, or it's in a garage, or what happened to the vehicle? And it's surprising to me this morning. What's happening? I don't know.
Do not denigrate me.
No. It's a professional. You know, I'm concerned about it. You know, most time it will be packed. You know, the guys in the compound, please help me to wipe my vehicle, open a pray for me. You know, but I'm not seeing it. You know, what causes the last time? You know, they were Friday. You know, you are not well, but man, same tell me, I'm not
Yeah,
not well. So you're not well, so the vehicle not well too.
No, so my vehicle was not seized or parked by the transport ministry or any other person. It has some problem. It's been parked because it has some problem.
Okay.
And I'm optimistic that that problem will be
settled. So for the past 4 to 5 months, you never had problem. It just got problem today.
No, I've been facing problem with.
What's the problem on there? What the mechanic say? I hold that car. You don't have someone say we holding that car up and down.
No, you don't know the issue on car.
What's the problem?
You don't know the parts.
What the problem on the car?
The turbocharger has problem.
The turbocharger problem. Yeah. Okay, when it started?
About 4 days ago. It's been packed about 7 days now, almost a week now.
Almost a week.
Yeah.
You know, car for people that get money. You don't get money.
That's not the discussion this morning. So
we can put for sale on that car to take it for stress. I'm telling you.
Anyway. But there's no condition with our solution. Let me you know this.
So when we'll see the car back on the road? I thought it was seized or parked somewhere.
No, it's not parked. It's parked, but it is parked at my area.
Okay, so yes, so people listen. So what's the call? What the cause that was charged? No. Someone get that call to save you from all this stress. All right.
So let me say
mobile number.
Embarrass me this morning.
We call mobile number. A ghosting can't be face. My man, this is what the charge. Wow.
You want Ada Oni who came on the radio and told the bro that my vehicle was defective. It was that.
If I never lose that number, I will lose my calls. I will send this. Is that receiving it? You not be behind me the whole day. My man is sending money for me.
I won't refuse the aggression.
Okay, so yes,
I can't refuse.
We need somebody to assess how much you refuse.
No. Don't reduce me to that. Man.
No.
I'm too FM. I'm Truth FM senior reporter.
Yeah, you are
senior
as a
legislative reporter.
Yeah, for the record, that's okay. For true. And you are from Magabi County.
Yeah.
And you are from Lofa County. So if there's a problem with the vehicle, you got friends. But man, there's no man is an ally. How much it costs on the face that car? Who get into? I want to join a car to go into. My whole plan also get a car to go into. I remember I come to Bishop before I leave. And
you know why you brought about town business? Joe Fields this morning when I was getting on a motorbike to come to work. The first motorbike I stopped, you see the guys, sometimes they just see people and they just make statements. But again, I'm not carried away by a statement. The only thing is I'm looking at people who sometimes come across our cyclist brothers who use this voice on them. The first guy came, I didn't see any good light on him because the time I have to come to package the news and all the stuff. I didn't see good light and I didn't see him, in that kind of mood that he can drive me safely. So I told him, I'm gonna go out get another bag. The guy get first and say, then you have to buy your own car. And then I laugh. I say, okay, no problem. That's life anyway.
Yeah.
That's life for me, and that's some of the experience you have to come through, if not across, so that you will know. Because and that's why you see sometimes when I'm going to town, I easily don't pass by people, especially when I see you to be a student. I don't easily pass by people because it is not an easy thing to get on the road waiting for a car.
Yeah, sure.
Trust me, people who are going through it, I went through it before, and again this video I'm experiencing it. It is not an easy thing.
Yes.
Yesterday I know what happened. I have to walk from the Camp Johnson Road to Donkey Station and wait for a vehicle.
Just small problem on that car.
What I'm saying in a nutshell is, these things good to have.
No, it's good.
Yeah, especially when you are at a certain point wherein you need to move around. It's actually good.
But at least you get money then using it. Now what Maca don't put essential to get car right now.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No, Maca from a village. Not many people get. Not many people get here. But I'm from an area wherein we are inventors. Okay. Yeah. So good morning again. I'd like to say thank you for being our listeners. And of course, this morning we have a lot to talk on. But let's just give you the rundown. Very shortly we will have talking segment. And that segment takes out until later on. Of course, later on, we'll open the lines for a reaction from you that is talk to your leader. Talk to your leader takes out until 8:30 this morning. We are going 8:30 this morning because we want to give you length of time that you'll be able to express yourself. Because when we speak to issues like we've done over the years, when we speak to issues, we expect you to make some adjustments within your life. We expect you to make some adjustment as it relates to how you see people to be demagogues, how you see people to be the messiahs, how you see people to be the only beacon of hope. Okay, so we expect some level of adjustments in life, and that runs until 8:30. 8:30 this morning, we will discuss Lacoste and Benjamin Way
will be here.
Benjamin Way, who is the head of Lacoste, will be here. And of course, it runs until 9:10 this morning to bring you our sports. It runs until 10:05, commercial, a bit of entertainment. Followed later on, we'll bring you Playing Liberia. Playing Liberia will be here. We'll be discussing the 16 days art division. They will be here. They take on until 10 o'clock this morning. And of course, 10 o'clock, we will say goodbye to you. 16 days of art division and its significance. So we'll be discussing it. And of course, we'll have the executive director, Coalition of Women Against Gender-Based Violence in Liberia, SMC Barry, a member of the Engaging Adolescent Boys Through Accountability Practice, will also be here. We'll have a Raising Community Voices project, Plan International Liberia, Madam Margaret J. Second.
So they will be here.
They will be here. The three of them will be here this morning. We'll discuss 16 days activism and its significance. So that's it. The lineup this morning.
It's great.
Yeah. So that's the lineup. This morning we will touch a lot this morning, and then we were, like we said to you, I like what has been introduced by Christopher Colbert Saliv, the special consultant to the Renaissance Communications Incorporated, the man who is the lead presenter, if not producer, of the program State of the Nation. The man who is referred to as a developer, a media developer. The man who has what it takes to make you a very good administrator. So I'd like to join him this morning with this called Truth Told Before Reconciliation. This is our broadcast this morning on the caption.
You need to say the truth before you go to reconcile.
Truth told before reconciliation. Truth told before reconciliation. And reconciliation is paramount. But when you are reconciled, it doesn't mean you can tell the person the truth. You can tell the person their shortcoming. It's always good to tell people their shortcoming and say, let bygone be bygone. Because what it does, it places the individual on a path of whenever they are doing something, they will think about the experience. Okay? And that's why it's always good to remember where you come from whenever you are sealed in life. It's always to remember where you came from. So I'd like to say congratulations and a very big thank you to the Liberian people, first of all, for exercising their democratic rights, for going to the polls, composing themselves in a manner wherein it's being held all across the world, for doing what is just right for democracy, for the promotion of democracy. And I think we sat on this radio over and over and called upon young people who are always used by selfish and aggressive and self-centered politicians to not be used by any means, to not be used to create any form of violence in this country, because the only way you and myself can think about riding SUVs, traveling around the world, building the mansions that we want to build is when we have peace. Without peace, you can't think about these things. So the only way you and myself can also think about getting the master degrees, the rest of the degrees, is when you have peace. When you have peace, like we have, waking up this morning, coming to work, is the only way forward. Peace. So I want to say thank you for conducting yourself in that form of manner. Now, let me begin by saying congratulations to the president-elect and vice president-elect. President-elect Joseph Yuma Boakai and Vice President-elect Jeremiah Kwan-Kun. This brother is actually a successful man. Jeremiah Kun, should I say he's blessed?
He's blessed.
Or he's
blessed.
I mean, it is the special grace of God. Because to carry the grace is different from being blessed. You can be blessed to get this thing immediately.
No, some people can be,
if you carry the grace, it goes with you continuously. The grace goes with you continuously. You can be blessed in a moment. You can be blessed this year to have a very good life. But when you carry the grace with you, you go. I mean, it goes with you continuously. Yeah. So I think. I think he carried the grace. Because this brother, from my representative, no struggle, senator, no struggle. Now vice president. It was the time when Liberian, all the people all was talking about, oh, one change. So I think he's carrying the grace as well.
And one thing I can say, Liberian did not know in the first day that we had great people at level of the House of Representatives and the Senate until the coming on board of Jeremiah Kun was revealed, and they came out to surprise all of people who at that time they may have a name, but they are first into action to see with Jeremiah Kun, and they saw the kind of leadership starting. And I'm grateful the Honorable Kun attended a school in Bassa called the Deputy of Bromskin School where I graduated from, and you talk about it. I was surprised, you know. So you know, yeah, but don't go there with Bassa people. So he's a blessed individual, because the Bible says, train up the child in the way where he or she to go, he will not depart from it. So the blessing that you got from his family, he get fear for God, and God is directing him to where he going. So it's good to follow his example in life. It's wonderful.
So again, let me say congratulations to the both of you. Hope that as the Liberian have entrusted you with their authority, that you will do the honorable things, that you will not do things that other did not, if not other were doing. That today prompted them to not be in leadership. Hope that you will do the different. You will not do the same things like Kumis. I can say you can't do the same thing continuously and expect a different result. So you must change the paradigm. You must change the narrative. You should position yourself where Liberians will be proud of you, that they will not regret the time they took standing in the lines to vote for you. Some of them stood in the lines with hunger. And some of them had nothing to eat that day. Some of them had nothing at their homes for their children to eat, but they stood in the lines because they want what they refer to as change. Now the change is there. It is predicated upon that Liberians hope that you will do the honorable thing. Now, let me say thank you. Yesterday, the speaker make a brief stop at the CDC headquarters at the surprise of our Palestinians who are still there. Thinking about how the result did not favor them. He made a brief stop there and gave them some words of encouragement, told them that the CDC would not die, that they, as hierarchies of the party, will still continue to stop by. If they will be one, if not second to none of their homes, they will always stop there, identify with them. Before they will always mingle together. They will always try guys together as to how they can have the party moving. He made a brief stop and had some great interactions with them, and I think that was prudent, and that is great. Now let me come to President Weah. I'd like to say congratulations to you as well, because all of us that are talking about peace. You are recorded in history for what is being referred to as and exemplary leadership. It is not an easy. I contested high school election. Imagine in high school I contested election, and I know what it means to be defeated, and I know what it means to go to the process and you are not victorious. And I know the spirit that comes upon you at times. But for you to muster the courage, and say, that's why I played the two voices. When President-elect Joseph Yuma Boakai conceded defeat in 2017, I played that voice for you. And then I came to President Weah conceding defeat days ago. I also played so that you can listen, because I want the followers themselves to now see this country above each and every one interest. Liberian interest now should be seen above each and every one interest. If the leaders of political institutions can muster the courage and take on these decisions, it is indeed good that you, the follower, you stop to instigate violence, you stop the provocation, you stop what is referred to as provocation, because what you want now is you want an enabling environment, you want an atmosphere that will be conducive for each and every Liberian. This is not about President-elect Joseph Boakai. It's not about Vice President-elect Jeremiah Kun. It is about Liberia. It is not about President Weah anymore. He has played his part. President Weah is leaving the scene. You have another group of leaders that are coming. It is now about Liberia. Can we now start to reflect on some of those things that you wanted President Weah government, what officials to do that they didn't do, and start to reflect on ways that they can be done so that Liberia will be on par. If not, Liberia will be where you want. If not, Liberians do want the country to be. I think that should be paramount now. So I want to come this morning because I have patrol. You see, sometimes a motorbike, go to ride a motorbike too, because you go to places that you don't easily go with vehicle. I have traveled to communities. I have seen some things. I have listened to some things. You know, we always told you on this radio that some of you, when you go to contest election in your district, in your communities, you won't win. And you take it for fun. Some of you, you are a minister today. You are recorded in history as minister today because of the special grace of God, one, and the blessings that President Weah carries. Because President Weah was favored by the Liberian people and gave him the authority to lead, that's what today you refer to as director. You refer to as minister. You refer to as ambassador. Some of you, if you go to your community and conduct election or participate in an election there, you'll be zero. But you fail to understand. You fail to understand these things. We reminded you over and over and again. We told you that what you had was not something for lifetime. Imagine you are an educated person. You are aware that this position, you can be removed from this position at any point in time. The only man who had a time limit was President Weah, 6-year tenure. And some of you, the president kept you people there all these years only because maybe he felt you were working at the will and pleasure of him, and I mean it was at his satisfaction, or maybe he wanted to just keep you there, and perhaps you could change. Unfortunately, I don't know how long he waited for some of you to change, that you didn't change, and he could not take. He could not take action. Some of you, you are a disgrace. You are a disgrace to your family. Some of you ministers and directors, soon to be former ministers and directors, you are a disgrace to your family. You are a disgrace to your own self. You are a disgrace to your community. You are a disgrace to your peers, young people. You are a disgrace because some of you did not set the example that young people can be trusted. And it will be no surprise if Bwaga don't factor in too many young people in his government. It will be no surprise because the young people failed this country. Oh yes, let me say this clear. The young people failed this country. You brought all this. I don't know how many of you trying to sense what I'm telling you, but you, and like I said, Kobe, I won't regret if Bwaga, don't have President-elect Bwaga don't have too many young people in his government. Yeah, I won't regret. Why, Kobe? Imagine you sitting here. You never had a salary of $50. You never had, a take home. If not, you never had a salary. And then in a twinkling of an eye, because a government position, somebody gave you a job that you can even earn $2,000 plus, if not $1,500, if not $3,000, $4,000. You go in. And you can be a help in your community. I reported from a lot of activities of the CDC from 2018. I reported a lot of activities, and I know how some of the ministers and directors were acting. I know how mean they were or they are in their communities. Some of them just started coming out last year. I know how mean some of them were. If not, some of them are continuously in their communities. How can you be an assistant minister in your community and you are not even able to identify with people on holidays? There are old people in your community. There are people who are not working. There are people who market that just from hand to mouth. That is, they're just making that little pepper business so that they'll be able to buy a cup of rice. How difficult is it for you, even if you take upon your time in 6 months' time, to take upon your time and even purchase 20 bags of 25 kg rice, or even 100 bags of 25 kg rice? How difficult is it going to be for you if you do that and share with the people in the community? How difficult was it going to be for you?
I think
you think you are not going to have a face? Look, let me tell you, Kobe. I tell you, this is not a bride, right? With the little that we earned, that's why we do not spend all of our time in Monrovia. We go back home. We identify with our people in the communities. When you hear people calling you, telling you about Augustine this, Augustine that, this is not about bribe. If I love it, I get 1 or 2 cents. I go back to my community. I interact with my people. What am I doing it? Because when God bless you, it's also good that you open up to others. Because that's the only way. And that's life.
And this is an example.
And President Weah did not get. Imagine Montserrat, where almost all of the ministers are.
They are here.
Montserrat, where you have almost all of the ministers living. You have almost all of the directors living. President Weah could not win Montserrat. Why, Martin? The reason is very simple. It's because the communities you live in, you refuse to open up. You put your car windshield up. Today, you are big boy. But man, you see what you've done for yourself? Just see what you've done for yourself. You may feel that what you were doing, it was okay, but I know now that what you were doing, your not attention to the people in the community, it has led you to being put out of leadership.
No, it was said that, the falling of the dry leaf is a warning to the young ones. It was at the end of the day, they started trying to Identify with those individuals in the communities, and it was late. You can do anything in just 1 minute time to satisfy the desire of other people. How much will it takes you to make your person feel in a community that you reside? You understand? We are not saying here that the entire, administration, like those at the level of ministries, directors, positions, we are not saying all of them are the same. There are few who can identify with other people. There are few who, cut across and were able to identify, support other people education, help other people with issue about rent, issue about school fees, and what have you. But majority of those individuals who are appointed by the president, I remember last time President Weah went Bassa, and then he said, my ministers are depending on the people to be able to push the agenda of my government. They just ended meeting. They just ended cabinet meeting. Yeah. Yes, we got information. The president told them. The president told them today I'm not president any longer. But most of you will not be in government. Most of you will not be at the position that you guys occupied in the past. So this is a warning to anybody who will take leadership that don't forget about the root. It's always good to look back, identify with people. Imagine the result in a country.
And Koris, let me tell you that this is not about hating anybody, all of you. And I will begin with my own county, my IGB. All the counties that President Weah did not win. All the counties that President Weah did not win. It is a clear indication that all of his deputies, all of the authority, the local government structure, from superintendent strictly down, did not work. I'm clear with this. Yeah. Including my IGB county. If you are a superintendent, development superintendent, whatever superintendent, appointed by President Weah in any of the counties, and he did not win those counties. He did not win. It means you did not work.
You saw the result in Bassa. How was the result in Bassa the peer, for the second round of elections? How it
did not work.
You appointed the superintendent, they kind of information of those structures in those counties. You appointed them, and then it is a responsibility. I don't know how they got coordinated with the citizens in those places. I don't know how they were working in that sense. Yes. Yeah. Will you allow the president to go in those kind of campaign or saying the sort of unit? Even before the president go there, the president might get the information that, oh yeah, this country is untouchable. This country is the one. You saw how the citizens of Riverside County voted President Joe when they first second round of election. Right. They believe that yes, President Weah did this in Riverside County. Perhaps all will believe in President Weah, the agenda. Or those individuals, the sons and daughters of Riverside County, who are at higher positions in government, perhaps they went back and get back to Riverside County. Right. That's the reason why you saw the first round and the second round of the election. But look at Montserrat County. This is where we reside.
Montserrat, you got all the ministers, all the directors.
They are here.
They are in the communities.
Yeah. In the morning when you go to work, you're driving, other people walking by line. You don't slow down to say, let me help you. You can tell, but man, you'll pass by the people and they get family to look at you.
Do you know that in the hometown of the education minister, Dao Ansu Soni, the United Party won President Weah there?
Yeah.
In the hometown.
Yeah.
That whole Jangoli built, they won President Weah there. The United Party won. Where you have Dao Soni from? Dao Soni.
Yeah.
Professor Dao Soni.
You reside in the place.
I said in their hometown, they had a polling place there. The United Party won Joseph Numa won President Weah there.
Look, Augustine, I can be appointed by the president, even to serve as a community chairman. Then election, I can even put a vote to win my entire community. For what reason?
President
I
Weah,
can't do that.
President Weah, you pay back, and the guys paid you
Yeah.
with a very bad result. Let me tell you, but again, this is not a surprise, Mr. President. I'll be very frank with you. Maybe the last time you give on leadership at any institution or in this country, you will listen to the people. You will listen to the media. We told you plain blank, this was not in hiding. You were told there each and every day. The workings of some of your ministers and directors, some of them were not working in your interest. How do you know that? Mr. President, I just said to you, in a much that some of them never had what you call salary, a take home. Some of them, the only thing they had was in the morning time, they wake up, they go to one intellectual center at Aisha and sit there the whole day.
Okay.
You recognize because they were preaching you to be president, you recognize that and you gave them job. Those people that they were friends of, those people that they were asking to support you to make you president, they turned their backs on those.
At the end of the day, they start bringing, the election result. We got to challenge it. You are a ruling government. A ruling government, they get invested. The person we are rushed. He had nowhere to go and congratulate Joe Parker. We're going to go for a recount. Why you decide the country peace?
Why did I say that?
Why we decide the country peace?
They are shameless.
Yeah. The opposition should have been the one crying like this. Not you. Not you. You control the entire country. Everything is under your command. You get the strength in all of the counties. What have you? You went to an election with opposition party. So then at the end of the day, you say the result too slim. So we're not certified. Something went wrong. Who's supposed to cry? Bring yourself to the people.
Some of you, let me tell you, you come and put bread on the people. Take down the put vehicles because you still got our vehicles in your possession. The Liberian people money, taxpayer money. Take down the put vehicles. Yeah, take down the put vehicles. Take time with those vehicles because I'm not sure the incoming government prepared to buy a vehicle now. Take down the poor vehicles. You mismanage your life. You mismanage your position. You mismanage it. This we told you over that the whole thing was not about President Weah. It was about you. You want me to start calling you? It was about you, Alvin Wisse. It was about you, Eddie Traoré. It was about you, Mamasi Kaba. It was about you, Jefferson Tamakwoji. It was about you, Mola Molu. It was about you, Jerevani. It was about you, Janje Pakpe. Yeah, because you post that and they want all of you in your counties. And you said you were a superintendent. You the deputy, you the eye of the president. You as a superintendent, if you can't reconcile your county, if you can't reconcile with people, how can you be a young superintendent in your county? You are not even friend to the young people. How can you be? Look, President, you harm yourself. Because we told you over and over about some of the guys working and you didn't listen. Yeah, somebody living right here, Dupo Shara.
Imagine somebody said you the party even won the vice president in your own hometown.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine
the
that?
Vice president if to be very
can you imagine
that? If our president we are not carrying to about before the selection. Before the selection, you could get the feedback from Bon County.
Yeah.
Before the selection of Madam Howard Taylor, you could get the feedback from Bon County as to whether she has worked there.
The people, you know,
I went to the woman home time. I saw her family house. I was there and I was taken there. They went to the massacre area where they had a massacre, where they had a huge one. So when they passed to a hometown house, I saw it, the family house.
Yeah.
That house is there in that kind of deplorable condition. This is a former first lady, former senator, vice president. She will also be former. You can't be so careless like that. You can't be so careless like that.
The goal to certify people is not hard. Learn, not everybody want money from you. Not everybody want you to go in the market, buy and share and trust. So not everybody want you to pay that rent. What some people really want is disregard about your position. When you see the people, jump down for that vehicle today, say with the guys, how to interaction, just share some fun, share some joke on the weekend like that, go to the houses, with them. Look, you will get a real feeling out of those individuals.
No.
But you don't care.
Uh-huh.
You big ball, man, 2% when they're holding yourself.
There will not be 5% young people in President Bouaka government.
It's a warning.
There will not be 5%. Because the Alvin Wisse, the Eddie Traoré, the Mamasi Kaba, you name the rest of the young people, the Janje Pape, the Jerry Vani. I'm not leaving anybody out. paved the way for you young people, if not for us young people, to be interested with national leadership. So it won't be a surprise if 5% of Bwaka administration don't factor in young people. Yeah, because you were given the opportunity to pave the way for you. That's why you see, when you are given a task, it is predicated upon you. It is the onus is upon you to perform so that it will pave the way for others. And that's why you are considered as a leader to provide the requisite leadership. We'll leave you people. The next time we come, we'll start calling names of former ministers and directors.
Yeah.
Now you're coming to go back to SEAL. You coming go back to the intellectual hall of at the UL main campus. You coming go back to where? Yeah. They call it to UMU there. You coming go back to that intellectual center, that Taisha, and start preaching. What assurance do you even have that Liberian people will still entrust you with power 2029? And let's agree that President we are against power 2029. You think President we are thinking of bringing some of you back?
Not possible.
Yeah, you think so?
Not possible.
Let's agree that Liberian will agree to bring President we are back at 2029. You think President we are with that kind of defeat? Eh? In your community, you got a center, you as a minister, due to your poor human relation, they defeated your party there. And you think when President we are wins election 2029, he's going to bring you as a minister? You think so?
This is now the time that you know that when you go to attire centers now, you usually be recognized and they will stop whatever they're doing. Oh, the chief is there, the minister. Nowadays, as of January, you go to any area right now, you get better. I'm
not sure I will fire next week Friday because that will be after my birthday. I will have to still rest. Now, let me get to the House and Senate, the leadership of the legislature. There will soon be election there. And there is struggle. You see, that's why we told people to be very responsible when you're doing things. I said this thing before, and I said, if it is an agreement between Ambassador Joseph Yuma Bwaka and Nyombli for all to be pro tem, that agreement it has to be looked at carefully because I'm not saying Nyombli surviving to be pro tem at the Senate. I'm not saying you to survive. And Nyombli, don't say I did not. Nyombli may not be pro tem. Nyombli Kanga Lawrence of Grand Bassa County may not be pro tem. May not be pro tem. And that's why we have told people the way you conduct yourself. They say the way you make your bed, so you shall lie.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's why you should always conduct yourself in a form and manner wherein people will always accept you. Okay? There are names now popping up because Nyombli doesn't have the numbers to be pro tem, with the exception of Bocha Sigbe and Dara Dillon that we want to support her. Because even Prince Moyi will not want to support Nyombli to be pro tem. So I don't even want to talk about the CDC lawmakers because the CDC got more lawmakers. I don't want to talk about Senator Nugwe, who also Senator Nugwe could be a very good pro tem. Not because he's from my county. I know he coming to say, oh, because he meant for your county. No. Senator Nugwe could be a very good pro tem because I followed some conversations from the House of Representatives when he served as Speaker. I know the kind of good news some of my colleagues gave me. Senator Nugwe, yeah, he can be a very good pro tem. To be frank with you, he can be a very good pro tem. From what I established, he can be a good pro tem. But can the people trust him? That's the problem because he has an alignment with the CDC. And this is a new government.
So what's the current position now at the Senate? Any committees there currently?
Yeah, I think he's on PSC.
Okay.
Yeah, the man is an accountant by profession. I mean, but he's professional anyway. So I'm very sure with what I'm hearing, the Senate will produce a very good pro tem, but I'm not very sure. I'm not even 50% sure that Senator Nyombli Kanga Lawrence may emerge as pro tem. You remember when she wasted the hot tea on Sir Joseph? Senator Sir Joseph? Okay.
Yeah. So
there was no leadership established.
Yeah.
Right
So what I sense in this is that I know when it comes to that decision, the Senate gonna go and do that normal housekeeping. They get their own rules and lay by, go and vote for.
If they will make a pro tem, you know what they call back on, let back on be back on. If they will make a pro tem, but actually speaking, she doesn't have what it takes to be a pro tem.
Okay, but currently
I'm talking about the numbers now. I'm not talking about qualification. No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about the numbers.
Okay.
Yeah. So and one person I know that can really lobby. You be lobbying, you don't know is Primoy.
Okay.
Primoy. And Nuku is there. Okay. So we are looking at
we are looking at it.
We see as to what
we are looking at it. What's about the House of Representatives?
The House of Representatives, there are names popping up. And one of the names is the Deputy Speaker, Fonadi Kofa. That which I can tell you for sure, Fonadi Kofa can be a good speaker. He can be a good speaker. If you give Fonadi Kofa the speakership position, Fonati, the 55th will be the worst.
Okay, so I follow a discussion.
I'm also hearing about Thomas Farah.
Okay.
Remember now, the current speaker is still there because he has an issue that has been battled. And I'm told
whether he will survive or not.
Yeah, there are some logic. And if he survives and come back, he may still a chance because he has worked with his colleagues and they know his ability.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing about Thomas Farah.
Okay,
we are hearing about Thomas Farah. And
coming back to 7 hours.
The Deputy Speaker, Mohamed Brice Mensah, for gender equality, Mohamed Brice Mensah could be a very good Deputy Speaker as well. I'm hearing about how to.
So those new lawmakers that are going in and then they come in, because by the way, I follow and I got to know that about 27 representatives in the House there from the CDC or the 73 representatives. Apart from that one, we should take into consideration
the independent candidates.
There are several blocks. You got the other block where people, the other blocks are people who just going there for the very first time. They're into a block. Then you got people from the various countries that get interest. They're honestly different. And when it comes to that process, I know money spending will be coming.
Whoever is sending me this test, don't send me the test. They're telling me that Yaga Koloba is the nation's best choice.
Okay,
I don't know from where you are speaking, but for me, I report from the House of Representatives, and I know people, and that's why some of us we are even regretting why some of you took the decision you took to even allow people that happen where people that Jimmy Smith then to not be re-elected.
Okay.
So sometimes because we sat here, we provided you the education. You still went and elected people based on maybe the relationship you got with the person, or based on because you are the same type of people. You voted people on this basis. You telling me about you talking about speakership? You talking Yeke Koloba? Can Yeke preside? Does it?
We don't get critical. So just in passing before we go to the land quickly, I was looking at critically. There are some good breed of people with good mind that are going at the legislature. Some that was elected or recent. You don't underestimate.
Some of you want to kill this country.
So one thing we'll look at is when the president of the country calls you, for example, you are influential individuals in the Senate and the House of Representatives, and then Joe Baka call you, Augustine, sir, I want you to support this president. I'm interested in that one. Now you are looking at that. The Akanga come Augustine. I want to support me. I will give, for example, like $2,500 or $10,000. Now you can maintain that $10,000 for the next 6 years. And then if I call you as a president and I say, Augustine, I need your support on that one, you know that you want to get close to the presidency. You know what I'm saying? And for the fact that once you are close to the presidency, there will be more opportunity for you in your district to be able to carry out.
Yeah.
So the out of money spending in the House of Representatives too, another factor too that going to affect the elections in that place. And that other people are going to be voting on the basis of party lines. Other will be voting on the basis of caucusship. Oh yeah, we are for the same caucus. Other will say no, we as new breed of lawmaker, independent candidate caucus too. They will be there to put the agenda at the heart. So the decision to be the deputy and the speaker proper is going to be a tough one, and I know that the president will have a say in our elections, and the people are going to go in.
If the people are true to themselves, let me tell you with the number before us, if the people are true to themselves and they want to have a very strong government, the CDC can provide a speaker because they have the numbers already, and they just need to go around lobbying with the independent candidates. If the guys are true to themselves, because there are people who are not truthful to themselves.
Yeah,
I don't want to say truthful to their leaders.
And the good thing,
so if they are truthful to themselves, because you got to be truthful to yourself. Yeah. Before being truthful to somebody.
Definitely.
So if they are truthful to themselves, they can provide it.
And those who just go in there recently, those who just go elected, some of them will be the first time someone looking about 5G or 5G.
So let me tell you, one of the independent candidates that may support the interest of the CDC is Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Because he wants an independent candidate.
Yeah.
He's one of the so they have some independent candidates that already aligned with them. So if they join them, they can provide a speakership.
They can provide a speakership. Yeah. And some of them, they know what they went to, some of them told loan to even go through the campaign activity. So they may not wait to pay by the loan. So whatever they collect, they're going to pay. They may not waste time. And there are some that are there, they got money already and they went there. So now they get food there. They get food there.
Fairly speaking, the kind of support can't just be on money. It has to do about for Eastern, right? I'm an accountant by profession. and maybe you want to be speaker. I say, okay, Mr. Speaker, I mean, Chief, I can accommodate, I can support you. But if you win, I want to be other chair on Waste Means, or I want to be a member on the Waste Means committee, or maybe you from the engineering background. Okay, you can put your interest if it is bought, or you support the individual, and sometimes I see people are chairpersons, but again, there are positions at the legislature that you don't easily give to opposition. You can make an opposition lawmaker, representative, executive on executive, or from the Senate chair on executive, because you can make that. You can make the opposition representative chair on Waste Means.
How will you see your saying it? We can do that thing, I will get that test on already.
Yeah, no problem. So close out small. We'll take that, man. We got the time. We'll control the time. Today we're still talking. We'll close out small. We're hearing about Margibi County. We hope that the name we're hearing to be appointed in Margibi County as superintendent, we hope that name is not a reality. I'm speaking to you because I hear from Margibi, born, schooled, and read, if not, in Margibi County. And I do not spend more than a week without going to Margibi County. So that I know the name we're hearing, that name will not be a favorable name, if not person to spearhead the affairs of the position of superintendent in that county. And I know the individual in whom I'm talking about, the person do know themselves very well. And Mr. President-elect, if you have gotten any recommendation for that young man, to be superintendent, don't say with some of all who know who followed him, they not tell you. We don't have the time to sit with you one-on-one to say let he be or let he not be. So we have the platform to tell you that there must be a thorough investigation, not because he's been recommended by one of the executives. I'll leave that. Senator Prince Johnson has called for the establishment of a commission of inquiry to investigate mysterious deaths and corruption verifying, and that is good. And I am with the optimism that the senator will muster the courage as well and talk to the president-elect, since if he has some proximity with him, to establish what is being referred to or yearned for over and over, the War and Economic Crimes Code. I pray that just as Senator Johnson is asking for this commission to be established, the War and Economic Crimes Code should not be ignored. That he has been at the legislature, at the Senate, he should also ensure that he speaks with President-elect. If not at the time now, he will be president. He speaks with President Boakai every day on the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code. People who created crimes against humanity, people who created economic crimes as well in this country should not go with impunity. I repeat, just as the senator has called for some high level of transparency, and I welcome, when I heard him, I welcome this Harry, that there should be a commission established to investigate mysterious deaths and corruption. This is what we all have yearned for. Let people pay for their actions. Let people account for their actions. Look, if I'm interested with a recorder assigned at the legislature and I'm leaving the legislature, I must be able to account for that recorder. I must be able to account for that recorder or computer that is given to me. And that is unique. And I hope and pray that this call from the senator, he will not, close his ears, his eyes on it, and he will even go as far as encouraging the president, Joseph Newman Boakai, and the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, to lobby with his colleagues as well and establish the War and Economic Crimes Code, so that you people, or whoever that created crimes against humanity in this country, must pay for his or her action. And whoever committed crimes of economic, people who stole money that were meant for building the lives of Liberians, should also account for why they took Liberian money that was to be sent to health facilities, to improve healthcare delivery, to improve the health system in the country. People took it, pocketed it, they should account. So, Senator Johnson, I'm with the optimism. I'm optimistic that you will also lobby with your police at the legislature to ensure that all of the petitions you receive at that legislature for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code, as Rustali Dene has put, I remember she's one person who really pushed for that, the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. I hope that you too can join her and make and ensure that Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai administration do that, because George Weah didn't do it. The government of President Weah has failed on the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. I hope that this government, the coming government, that now you have a voice of, will push the coming government to have that court established. Let's take a few calls before we take our guest. 0776-296659, 0776-296659. Truth told before reconciliation.
Yes, 0776.
Our broadcast this morning is on the caption.
Yeah.
Truth told before reconciliation. Let me talk to this person on the line. Good morning. Okay, let's hear you. I'm getting you, Robert.
Okay. Augustine, you have said it all. My son, you have said it all. Augustine, you are an astute journalist. You are not partial, but you have been partial. Anything from the start of the election until now. I stand by you, my son. Let God bless you. Amen. Let God bless you to live more than 30 years.
Okay.
Your face is my car.
Is it in my face? My car.
Your face is my car. Down.
Good morning. Don't bring my car in here. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me say good morning to the elected president-elect, Mr. Imam Bwaga, and good morning to the senator. You know, the call for the commission on inquiry to look into the affair of why was stolen by allegedly stolen by some official. It is good. But I also want you to be balanced in calling for such a thing, because you know that the economic crime and war crime is the major thing that the Liberian people are then yearning for.
Yeah.
So you should also muster the courage of doing that.
Okay.
Then you will not be biased.
Okay. Let me hold you there and talk to this person. We don't have the length of time. Good morning.
Good morning, Augustine sir, and Chorus Kanga.
Good morning.
This is Emmanuel Tusia John's conversation from District 6.
Yeah, it was.
Basically, I would like to appreciate John Honor at the time of CT to appreciate the honorable speaker and Dr. Bob Ochimo for stopping by yesterday. And you could see they were kind of surprised and the were kind of happy and moved, because this speaker is noted for his magnanimity, and the speaker is noted for his extraordinary leadership.
Okay.
If you go into the house and he has been able to provide adequate leadership for the people national legislature. So one of the baffled and the news we are getting, and that his case is getting some significant green light, because the people left 2 years in the vote that they did not come. So meaning if they come out and they add that 2 years and vote, and definitely those who don't want to see Speaker Bobo Chichimon, they will see him definitely in the national legislature. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me hold you there and talk to this person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Augustine sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you, Chief.
This is Sam Zor from Kakata, Magimi County.
Hey, Sam Zor.
Yeah. Because you made my day this morning, the failure of President Weah that he said, as you Brandon Pori, that the young people have failed President Weah is true. And those that you were naming this morning, with especially in Magibi, they are the contributing factor of Magibi failing John Weah massively in this election for the first round and the second round. The ministers, assistant ministers, and the deputy minister, even coming down to the local government, they run the county in Monrovia. They live in Monrovia. They run the county in Magibi. Those are the contributing factor of us losing the election. Thank you this morning. You made my day.
You're welcome. We'll take about 2 more calls, and Kobe or John bring my way. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you. This is Pascal Davis from District 6.
Okay, Pascal.
Let me say thanks for the show and for being so honest in your analysis this morning. Let me use this medium to John Tozia to also appreciate the honorable speaker. You know, the speaker was on yesterday, you said in your news, at the quarter where they are going to give hope to many issues and partisans of the coalitions or the Congress of Democratic Change. I think it's a good thing. It's our hope that many of our leaders will follow suit. You know, the party is a party of the people, so that's part of the results. We still remain committed and supportive of our party. So yes, they're all part of what these people have done, and so we can keep the hope of CDC alive. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you. Take this caller and just caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Augustine, and good morning, Kanga, and to the peace-loving people of Liberia.
Let's hear it, Chief.
This is Progress Willie, and I join you from District Number 1, Margibi County.
Okay.
You see, Augustine, thank you for your deliberations. I mean, President-elect Waka is a noble statement. He has served this country for 42 years. And the reason he cannot show, as Liberian people say, because he's not a corrupt man. So we believe strongly that he's going to audit this government, and people who are going to call to work with him going to be people of integrity, because Liberia has suffered a lot, and this country and its people deserve better. Under this government, we're going to pray, and President Waka is going to do the best.
All right.
Liberians are going to enjoy the wealth of this nation.
Let me squeeze in Emmett Farmer. Emmett, you are just privileged. Good morning.
Good morning, Augusta. Good morning, Coach. And how about the Coach McCarthy today? Well, I appreciate it. I will speak to our president-elect of the Joseph Nima Waka. And I know you have another new freedom who want to join the government. Although the very, very important,
Right.
we hope that first those of you are in your government, they together after the door, why they came in the system, before they join the government.
Thank you, George. Just 30 seconds, George, please. 30 seconds, because you've been on the line. They're going off. Yeah.
Thank you. Because I relate to the leadership for the new government. The new we take a president election rethink. Because you cannot appoint a Yakuya to be a student of this country. We have people low end who are experienced to second level.
Who told you that Yakuya they wanted to appoint?
We have yesterday in Haber and Yaba knew what pronounce. We are saying no to that. Okay. Around here, Libya, you have said nothing before. We take a bit of help for the business of Martin County.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so kindly for your calls this morning. That one is between the people now. When the president elect feel that Yapuya can be a good superintendent, it's up to him. And President, we have felt that Jerry Vanny would have been a very good, if not, is a very good young man that can provide the requisite leadership and give him the position. It's up to him. But again, it has to do with his government performance. So whatever they will do in the reflection with people, they say what the unit does is
The pattern is of us.
Thank you so kindly. Kobe Skanga will now take you with Benjamin Wei, who is from the Lacoses.
Well, it's a pleasure. Thanks so much this morning to be here. Dr. Benjamin Wei is our guest here this morning on we are the Chief Breakfast Show. Chief, let me say good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. How you doing? How's everything? Now, Gossin, yeah. Normally he said that. How is everything, man? How are you doing now?
We are happy. We are grateful this morning. I'm a proud Liberian because I know that if I was going to travel outside of Liberia today, I would get with a handshake of a smile as a Liberian that we were able to transition peacefully. Unlike many countries in Africa, and like the president-elect said, we will no longer be known for war, but rather for peace. That is very important because sometimes when you sit in airports and other gatherings, what you hear about Liberia is war. Now that the story has changed divinely and by the inspiration of President George Weah and Lincoln, we believe that the story has changed. Secondly, I am proud Liberian because of what happened yesterday. The young Liberian,
37 years of age.
Young Liberian flying 600 hours from America, several continents, and making a world record. I mean, it is happening at the time. It is happening. I don't know whether it was destined, but I believe that great potentials are about to emerge, and to this morning I was telling my students that look, every time you are graduating and they ask you for your career, every day, doctor, lawyer, not most time you never see pilots. What Yonle did was to give Liberians hope, and young people hope that they too can become pilots. That has been a dream impossible, and I was telling them, look, you can do it. You can do it. If Yonle can do it, according to the story, he was not born in America. He was born here in Liberia.
Yes, born here.
It's not that kind of born in America. You can feel Liberian.
Yeah.
He said to us that he did it for Liberia. I was so proud.
Yeah.
Anywhere we go, that Nigerians too are producing pilots.
Definitely, he was so overwhelmed yesterday as a result of the reception from Liberians yesterday, and he's happy to be here. And there was a question that followed the Debre Africa news this morning, and he was interviewed by John. But then he said. I'm happy to be in Liberia. Yes. The man said, "But how long are you going to stay in Liberia?" He said, "I'm still here. I'm so enjoying the reception from my country, by the way." Now, how is Lacoste, Chief? What the latest update? What can you say to the public as relates to some of the prospects and challenges currently?
Well, I want to say thank you. The fact that we were able to have a very good transition. In every country when there are electoral periods, there can be uncertainties. So those were the issues of challenges we faced, students in terms of payment of their fees and so forth. But we are glad to announce to you that Lacoste has made tremendous improvement over the last couple of months. In fact, on February 3rd next year, we will be graduating around 500 teacher aspirants, 90 of which are the first bachelor degree candidates that will be coming out of Liberia's biggest privately run teacher training institution.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very big legacy. As you may be aware, Lacoste was formed in 1995. It grew from an pre-service teacher training institution to an in-service teacher institution. Received recognition in 2004 and accreditation in 2017 in social arts, and then elevated in 2021 as a bachelor degree institution. Our first batch of graduates will come up in February of 2024, and the class name is Nkisi. It is first fruit.
Why are you putting Nkisi this time?
Well, it was the class.
Oh, okay. It was there by the class itself.
Yeah, by the class itself.
I want the president of that class, not a Nkisi man, though.
I think the president is a Nkisi lady.
Oh, like female. Okay.
And coincided with the president who so I think they say I know tomato or something like that.
Okay.
And that's our first fruit. And they will be taking their exit examinations on tomorrow.
Okay.
So about 400 candidates will sit the exit examination. In Lacoste, we have two major examinations. Besides the teacher May exams, you have the entrance and the exit. The exit is very critical.
So can I exit stop anybody from now crossing once you fail?
Yes. You will not graduate. You will not come back to school, but you will not graduate until you sit the next exit exam. It's meant to test the content, specifically the content knowledge of the teachers. So it has two parts: the pedagogical content knowledge, which has to do with the lesson planning, classroom management, assessment and evaluation, professional ethics. And then what you are majoring with. If you are in English, there is a section that asks direct English questions and so forth. So that exam is going to be administered tomorrow. And I'm proud to also say that about 100 candidates for the first time will be sitting the exam in early childhood education.
Okay.
These candidates, 72 of them are being sponsored by the United States Agency for International Development through the USAID test. The test is transforming the education sector for teachers and students. They are paying the full fees of around over 300
per students. Okay.
And 72 of them will be graduating this year. Next graduation. And it is going to be the first time for such number of candidates to graduate in ECE and primary education from any university in Liberia. That has never happened before, and I'm proud to say a very big thank you to the American people through USAID for affording Lacrosse the opportunity to be the first to make such a very big history. You are aware that the foundation of education is early childhood education, and over the years we've lacked the manpower to man our children when it comes to those areas. So there have always been people in the classroom singing songs. What kind of song they are singing, you don't know. And so these teachers have been trained over a period of pretty close to 16 months. Before they graduate, it'll be almost 2 years. And we are happy to talk about the curriculum reforms that have been done at Lacrosse, infrastructural change. Today you go on campus, there is internet or Wi-Fi.
On the campus, Corbin here. Don't make me go to bed after you. Okay. Okay.
There is water facility being installed on campus as we speak on the lower Kisikiam campus. And we are proud to be a beneficiary of such a great grant opportunity from the American people. Of course, not all of them are sponsored. All of the activities I mentioned are sponsored by USAID. But the fact that they are paying the fees of over 350 students, it builds our capacity, it provides a cushion whereby we can focus and invest in some sustainable mechanisms that will not only rebrand the institution, but also make it a place of renown, a center of excellence for West Africa. And in the next 5 to 10 years, our hope and vision is that Lacrosse will also be hosting some of our West African counterparts, who are usually yearning to come to Liberia to get 1 week, 2 weeks training, as we always do in their own countries.
Okay, that's great. Looking at in terms of the movement, the graduates, you talk about the child education program. Are the women taking advantage of these programs?
It's excellent. In fact, over 80% of the students in that department are females.
Okay.
Over 80%, and they are motivated females. If you were to come on campus after 2 o'clock today, you will see the numbers of females that we have on campus. Some of them coming in their teaching uniforms. Most schools require teachers to wear their specific.
Okay,
uniforms.
just to be identified, just in case.
Yeah. So over 80% of them are females. Very few males. So and then when it comes to the primary education, the males are more. So the test department at USAID is trying to encourage more males into early childhood education and more females into primary education. I don't know why the women would love to go down there, but women are more careful.
Yeah, 100 times. Yeah, yeah. So let them venture into that setup. Yeah. You talk about all the good things, internet facility, water system, everything is intact. The students are happy. Are there any challenges that you face? What are some?
Like I indicated before, if they have not been for USAID support, the candidates in other departments, USAID is only supporting the Department of Early Childhood Education and Primary Education. But in Lacrosse, we have in the bachelor program, you have the Department of Secondary Education with emphasis in language, art, history, mathematics, chemistry, biology, and these are fee-paying students.
Okay.
And in the Associate of Art degree program, we got also the Department of Language, Social Studies, General Science, Mathematics, School Administration. These are fee-paying students, and considering the economy, considering what teachers make in various private schools, it is really tough on these students. And if they are not there for USAID support, I don't know where our institution would have been by now, because Lacrosse's vision and core values have always been accessibility and affordability. So our fees are so limited that a teacher, unlike any other tertiary institution, but be that meager, we still see that teachers cannot afford to pay, and sometimes we don't have to ask them out. but we consistently, because you ask the man out, more or less is degrading. Sometimes they don't want to come back. So gradually, you can write your own payment plan and all of that. So they're streamlining the resources from fee-paying students.
Okay, very challenging. Now, as of January, perhaps around the 16th or the 20th or the 22nd, we expect a peaceful transition into a new government. Let's look at the issue of the National Associations of Liberian School Principal. What are some what they expect from, I mean, the United Party government to come?
Well, let me first begin by quickly saying a very big thank you to the outgoing president and the Ministry of Education. I have sometime the people yesterday I was unfortunate and I was asked to rate. I like to rate the previous
We are government. That's the okay.
You know, education basically is guaranteed by 3 pillars. Sometimes people say 4, but my PhD dissertation basically look at 3: access, quality, and relevance.
Okay.
When educational policies, you know, the SDG goals, the Millennium Development Goals, the education for all goals, all of them boil down to those 3 things: access, improvement, access, quality, and relevance. Depending on where you stand, I will give this government 80% when it comes to access.
That's a huge passing mark for just for the asset aspect. Okay.
And I'm fair.
Okay.
Access, this government, you know, access has to do with the ability of most students in enrollment in schools.
Okay.
Nursery level to kindergarten level. There will increase access. In fact, the government passing of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, as you are aware, one of the indicators has to do with primary school enrollment, and so that is evidently said. It is undisputable. You know about the free tuition at public university. You know about the trend of enrollment at public universities. You also see that girls' enrollment in senior secondary education has increased because of deliberate efforts in the hinterlands to motivate girls to remain in school, sponsored by World Bank and all of that. When it comes to quality, I will give this government 40%. 40%. There were too many rooms for improvement. The government only looked at public schools. Say, for example, the textbooks, the new textbooks that were launched. These are quality issues, and if they are available now, they are only available to public institutions.
They're not cutting across the country.
It's not cutting across the country. The issue of the teacher training institutions. I don't know when last you ever heard from Webo, PRTTI, and ZRTT and the rest of it. As for me, unless someone can call in and say that they are very functional. So when you're looking at quality, you are looking at issue of teacher training, you are looking at textbooks availability, you are looking at infrastructural development of computer lab technology and the rest of it. And so it will be unfair to even give this government 50% in that area. You know. And when it comes to relevance, this government has 20. You know, and if you average all of what I just said, apparently you're going to get around 53% of performance. Relevance specifically looks at how the education we provide is connected to what the labor market needs. So when people are graduating from the universities, the Stella Maris, the University of Liberia, Tubman University, what is their employability? You know, there is a difference between unemployment and unemployability. You know, you can be educated and you are not employable because what you learn in college is necessarily what is not what is being demanded by the economy. Today we are seeing roads. Joseph Ambassador Barker is saying road. How many construction engineers are our institutions producing? You know, the engineering department at the University of Liberia is still a place of stagnation in terms of how people graduate. A lot of old people there say, you know, people got to spend 5, 6, 7.
So yeah, but you get a 1 degree, yeah.
And so forth. We're talking about agriculture. I believe that the agricultural college should not just be free, but students there should be subsidized in terms of transportation allowance. So there must be deliberate effort to to ensure that higher education is producing the manpower that the economy needs, so that we avoid the issue of expatriates, coming. Look at LDC. Most of the connectivity when it comes to the high grade issues and connections like Ghanaians. How are we ensuring that our institutions are producing these people? If the public institutions cannot make that happen, the government must be deliberate to look at some of the best trade institutions around the country. There are a few of them, that you could subsidize to ensure that more people are leaving from those departments, and they are assigned. Because if you were to launch a robust electricity campaign across this country, you need thousands of Liberians. And where will you get them from? If you lack the manpower, are you still going to continue to use?
That's why you use your education skill to grade the government in this funny manner, because it started with 80% of interns on enrollment. So it means like you go for the report card at the end of the day. You see the first one is a passing by, but you don't go further, is one celebrate. Now at the end of the day, now they better do well. So looking at, if you were to say with Ambassador Boubacar today, Dr. Way, what would be the vast in terms of education system in Liberia, looking at especially the National Association of Liberian School Principals?
So I will firstly say, Ambassador Boubacar must go according to the law, the Education Reform Act. The education, you see, the law is the basis for which you judge performance. As a teacher, the law is your key, is your test key. So when there is a performance by any regime, we judge them by the key. So when I look at number one, decentralization, according to the law, what did this government do? Did they decentralize according to what the Education Reform Act says? So if anybody there is a teacher, you look at it. If it's 20 points, maybe you give 5, because in some cases, besides the establishment of the school goals, there was a reverse of decentralization. We saw mobile money coming from the various schools to the Ministry of Education, and not the other way around. So there was more centralization than decentralization. The Education Reform Act specifically looked at licensing of teachers. Of course, I must admit to you that this government instituted the policies. I personally was on the school licensing accreditation.
Do they feel?
Making the law is one thing, but empowering the center of excellence to exist. The issue has to be, and again, I say, Ambassador Boubacar must be deliberate in what he says and do. You don't say things that you don't necessarily mean or you don't have the resources for. When you make comments about what you intend to do, you must do them. By now we should have the center of excellence established so that you can see the processes of teachers licensing and school accreditation being going through that system. But rather what we see is that schools are paying for permit fees. And I must say this, the issue of accountability must be something that he has to tackle. We have an issue of thousands of schools. I know over 840, if not 60, some more schools that are senior secondary schools from wire statistics. All of those schools pay permit fees. I have never heard in any public declaration that in an annual year, the Ministry of Education was able to raise this amount from school permit. And the Ministry of Education is not a revenue generating agency. We expect that when such permits are paid for, it is reported and that there can be some returns to even private schools, who pays those permits. So I will call on Ambassador Boubacar to relook at the subsidy regime. In the last regime, subsidy was selective, basically from the legislature. People who own their own school gave themselves money to build their own school in their own name, their clinics and all of that. This time around, you have to place all of the higher education institutions into one basket, like Alexander Cummins used to say. Put them in one pen and let every Liberian eat from that pen, so that you empower those institutions. So if subsidy to higher education institution is, say, for example, $5 million, at least divided by the proportion of students in those institutions. Even if not that, let every higher education institution accredited by the National Commission on Higher Education receive some money that will even help them in their administrative running. In that case, the government's policies can be enforced. Because if the government says, look, fees should be charged at this range to allow accessibility of students, and you refuse to do that, then you will not receive the government subsidy.
Okay.
So you put your mouth to where your money is, you know, and we are hoping to see that to also cut across primary and secondary schools. And one of the advice, we need to be deliberate about WAEC.
Okay.
And how our Nigerian kids take those WAEC. Every time you see Ghanaians and Nigerians stopping WAEC, there must be deliberate efforts.
Okay.
And what am I recommending? I'm recommending that every year, the first 50 schools that top WAEC, the first 50 schools that perform better must be given certain subsidy. So they call that merit-based subsidy. Because you were able to make your students, because the teachers in your school were able to make your students to come among the first 50 in the Champions League, you receive this amount, you know. And so what will happen when that continues is that every year there will be elimination of people from the Champions League, because if you
don't perform, you can go to the next stage of the competition. Like what they did to Barcelona. Sorry if I support Barcelona. Yeah.
So a teacher who is even receiving, let's say $20 from government as part of his private and adding that to his private school salary, will want to maintain his team in the league.
Okay.
So if he's teaching chemistry, he's going to teach to the understanding of the students. And if the private school who is having such a good chemistry teacher cannot pay him well, that chemistry teacher can go on during the transfer window, can go to another school that will pay him well. And so you'll see competition.
We'll be in the game. Yeah, okay.
In the place. And then very soon you'll see our kids, surmounting the challenge and appearing.
And that's everybody need to will be fighting how to maintain a point at the level of the competition. Now to drop that. Now, listeners, if you just joined, it is a reminder that you're in tune to the Truth Breakfast Show here on this Friday edition. I'm Corey Skanga, and of course, Dr. Benjamin Way is our guest. Before we go to the phone lines, the devil Professor Dopo, he was a good man in our country. Let's hear from you as an educator. What you remember about him? We want to see Liberian people as a person.
Please allow me to read this eulogy of Professor Dopo. And those listening to me, please, Professor Dopo taught me English, and specifically when he used to come to class at the University of Nigeria, every day of class he would put one vocabulary on the book.
Okay.
So this eulogy, if you don't understand it, I'm sorry. It's meant for his memory.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow members, today I bid farewell and pay tribute to the remarkable individual whose impact on the English language education realm was nothing short of profound. It is with heavy heart that we remember and honor Professor Jones Dopo, a beloved English language teacher who, through his unwavering dedication, inspired countless students and fellow educators alike. In the realm of lexicon and linguistic prowess, Professor Jones Dopo stood as an illustrious luminary, a virtuoso of vocabulary, and a minstrel of language. His pedagogical prowess was unparalleled, and he possessed an uncanny ability to instill in his students a fervent ardor for the written and spoken word. His instructional methods were imbued with erudition, and his lessons were replete with a cornucopia of lexical treasures that captivated the minds of his eager learners. With an indomitable spirit and an unwavering commitment to his craft, Professor Jones Dopo traversed the corridors of academia, imparting knowledge and nurturing intellectual growth. His tutelage transcended the boundaries of the classroom, as he fervently believed that music was also a means of education. He will also be remembered for his music, Mama I Want to Go to School, and Sweet Sweet Cassava Leaf. Through his benevolent guidance, Professor Jones Dopo sculpted the linguistic acumen of thousands of students, shaping their literary landscapes and broadening the horizons of their imagination. His impact extended far beyond the confines of the classroom, as his students, armed with the linguistic arsenals he bestowed on them, venture forth to conquer the reigns of literature, journalism, academia, and beyond. As we bid farewell to this paragon of linguistic veracity, let us remember Professor Jones Dopo not only for his profound impact on our vocabulary skills, but also for the intangible qualities that made him an extraordinary human being. His kindness, compassion, and unwavering dedication to his students and colleagues were the cornerstone of his character, elevating him beyond the realms of a mere educator into the realms of a revered mentor and cherished friend. In closing, let us keep alive the memory of Professor Jones Dopo as we continue to embrace the beauty of language, to explore the intricacies of vocabulary, and to impart his wisdom to future generations. Though his physical presence may have departed, his enduring legacy will forever resonate within the hearts and minds of all those who live or lives he taught. May his soul find eternal peace, and may his profound impact continue to shape the minds and hearts of students and educators for generations to come. Written by Dr. Benjamin Wai, President, Black Christian College of Education.
Okay, and of course, this is how people celebrate you when you play your part well in your own country. 0776764650. 0776764650. And you talk about one of his songs, I Want to Go to School. Let me take this one quickly before I run to the line. You know, it's good to give the man his flower. Though he's gone, but he remembers still later. Oh, yes, man. Let me go to the line now to speak to our listeners. Please, 15 seconds, no time. Good morning.
Good morning, Boris Kaka.
Good morning.
Good morning to Dr. Benjamin Way. This is the voice of Eric Sartelo, and I'm phoning from District 3, Moserado County. This morning, I'd like to salute Dr. Way for his contribution to education in our society. And we can clearly say to him that history has absorbed him. And I'd like to ask him a few questions pertaining to the early childhood learning education that you talked about. What are a 12-year student can take the next entrance at the school, and what will be the next entrance? Okay, what are 12-year student can go for the entrance, and when will be the next one? Quickly, no time, 15 seconds per call, 0776764650. You can join us quickly. Let me take this person here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Samuel GP from District 1 Orange Road, a professional teacher.
Okay.
I work with the DOs, but you see, the Ministry of Education has never recruited any of the teachers that are in the school, so volunteer teachers. And the bodies are on the parents. So I recommend that the budget for education percentage should be taken to support the TDRs.
Okay, to support 3. Thank you. The next person. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. 15 seconds no time.
Let me say a revolutionary greetings to Dr. Way. I'm following from District 4, and as usual, this is the voice of Akwe Ibu Isina. Well, Dr. Way, I've got this to commend you because your efforts you have applied over the years in education is unmatched, and I want you to continue in such path.
Okay, next person, please. Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Hino MJ Bar. I call you from Bogota.
All right.
So I have a question for the professor, and I want to know if the institution is, credit can be taken by UL, and then whether their products can be compared with the products of UL, especially when it comes to the education department.
All right. Thank you so much. You hear you. Well, that you can respond. Somebody want to talk about. Somebody want to know what you're into. You can go for the entrance of one of you. Yeah, just inclusive.
Let me just inform you that the next entrance is January, every Saturday in January, and the next semester will begin in February. For the issue of taking entrance is one thing. So yes, it's eligible, but admission, the issue of admission is where we will have to wait for his WIAC results.
Okay.
So yes, you can take the entrance, and once he makes it, we'll just be waiting for his WIAC result and we'll go at that time. The color who just talked about the University of Liberia comparison. I'm a graduate of the University of Liberia, and the state-owned university remains the premier, despite the challenges that we all face as a nation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also glad to let you know that there has been curriculum harmonization, especially in the teacher education arena. And the 8 universities that have been sponsored by the USAID test program are using the same curriculum for early childhood and primary education. So pretty soon we will have seamless transition among universities. So yes, currently we accept the University of Liberia's credit, but University of Liberia as a public institution accepts credit, I think, based on both decision, and so that is yet to be concluded. I'd like to conclude by reading the number of the family member. I received permission from the family to read the number of Joyce Doko. Joyce Doko is the daughter of Professor Doko. It's 0886 444 507.
Okay.
0886 444 507. We ask all those who pass through the tutelage of Professor Doko to make contributions, as he will be laid to rest on the 9th of December in Lima County. If you send something, no matter how meager, please just text me your name and the amount you sent, so that during the funeral arrangement,
you'll be recognized as well. Okay. That is a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for joining your harvest. Have a wonderful bless of the day. Thank you so much. And of course, it's Dr. Wade Ben, our guest here this morning. We stood here with you on the Truth Breakfast Show, the Girls Inside and Chloe Shikanga presentation this morning. Coming on next is TBS Sport with Naomi Tapia here this morning on Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Until then, we join Naomi Tapia this morning to bring up what is unfolding in the world of sport. Naomi, good morning, and please, it's all yours.
Morning, Kurt. Everyone. County mid-reigning champions Nima County has reappointed Mustafa Fofana as head coach of the football team ahead of the 2023-24 edition of the nation's biggest sporting event. According to the Sports Steering Committee, Fofana is an experienced coach who has won 2 trophies for the Martinians. Nima defeated Lofa in the last edition in the football category, while Lofa also triumphed over Nima in the kickball version. The Nima Sports Steering Committee also maintained coach Darius Achivon, who led the county kickball team to the grand final of the 2022-23 edition that Nima lost to Lofa. The committee said both coaches were maintained to avoid distracting the committee as the time for the commencement of the nation's biggest showpiece draws nearer. Manchester United footballer Harry Maguire has accepted an apology from a Ghanaian MP who mocked him. See you at Old Trafford soon, the defender wrote on X, formerly Twitter. MP Isaac Adongo had been debating the budget last year when he compared Vice President Muhammadu Buwamia's economic management to Maguire's performances on the pitch. On Tuesday, Mr. Adongo said he wanted to correct the record and hailed Maguire as a transformational footballer. He was a key player for Manchester United, Mr. Agondo said during a budget debate, but he did not let up in his criticism of Vice President Bawumia. As for our Magwan, he's now at the IMF with a cup in hand, he added. Speaking to the BBC's Newsday program, Mr. Dungo explained that he had used Harry Magwan's struggle for funds from 2021 to 22 to communicate his dissatisfaction with Ghana's economy. Finally, a Spanish prosecutor is seeking a prison term of 9 years for ex-Brazil ambassador and defendant Dani Alves. The 40-year-old is to stand trial in Spain for alleged sexual assault last December. Alves has been in prison without bail since being arrested in January over an allegation he assaulted a woman in a Barcelona nightclub.